So we've communicated, we've sourced the great information, now we need to analyse it. And I said that value would be a buzzword of this presentation, and it really is, because what management accounting does is it analyses that information to understand the true impact of a decision on the organisation's value. It might drive short-term value, but at what cost for the long term? It's all about balance. It's also about thinking, who is this value for? Which customer? Is it going to generate value for somebody, but erode it for somebody else? It's about understanding the scenario analysis, about stress testing, about sensitivity analysis. At what point do sales fall enough that means we start making a loss? How much have we got to play with? It's about giving you really good, justifiable, quantifiable recommendations on which to take a decision. Lord Leverhulme, often spoken about as the founding father of management accounting, said that half of my advertising is wasted. And the problem is, I just don't know which half. So what he was trying to infer is that he just didn't have the information he needed to run his business efficiently. I also say that maybe John Wanamaker said this quote, because I don't want to misattribute him, because on a quick Google, both of them seem to have said it at one time or another, and I'm not sure who said it first. But the point being, management accounting can help, because it will know, your management accountant will be able to know what is driving value in your organisation, and therefore what you can cut. We also know that value now isn't really captured properly on the balance sheet. You'll hear figures like 80% of an organisation's value now is no longer captured on the balance sheet, because so much value is intangible, and so much of that intangible asset value isn't actually disclosed in the balance sheet. And again, management accountants are really good at understanding value in its broadest term. And lots of things impact on value: technological change, the regulatory framework you operate in, competitive forces, changing demands of stakeholders as society trends push for organisations to behave in different ways, all of those social factors and economic forces that we've talked about so much already in this presentation. And Michael Porter, doyen of Harvard Business School, he's famously gone on this journey away from just looking at value in terms of the shareholder through to this whole concept of shared value and sharing value. And he says that it can be defined as the policies and operating practices that enhance the competitiveness of a company while simultaneously advancing society. Shared value focuses on identifying and expanding the connections between societal and economic progress. And he says that not all profit is equal. Okay? That profits involving a social purpose represent a higher form of capitalism, one that creates a positive cycle of company and community prosperity. So here's where we want to be. This is where management accounting can really help your organisation to be, at that intersection between the organisation and stakeholders. You've got this society and the market, and we're going to co-create value for them and with them, sharing value. And here's an example of an organisation that's doing just that. Ericsson, already reporting on how they have this wide stakeholder base and they want to generate value for so many of them. And they're including civil society and employees, not just suppliers, investors and customers that you would expect an organisation to be considering as part of its stakeholder base. And again, here we've got an example from Germany, Deutsche Post. The red dots on this screen indicate the relationships that they believe are absolutely critical for their licence to operate. Okay, so shareholders aren't in red, but competitors are, employers are, unions are, NGOs, regulators, rating agencies, investors. These are the relationships that they know. If they want to have a mandate to continue operating in the long term, they need to manage these relationships. These are people that they need to create value for.